In a world that never stops moving, how do we find our inner balance and feel truly stable and secure? Welcome to my channel, beautiful souls. My name is Lauren, and in today's session, we'll explore how yoga can help us ground ourselves, both physically and mentally. We'll work on building a foundation of inner peace and strength, empowering us to face the world with confidence and calm. Through mindful breathing, grounding postures, and focused intention, we'll cultivate a sense of security within our bodies and minds. This practice is more than just flexibility or strength. It's about finding stability in the midst of uncertainty and creating a sanctuary of safety within ourselves. Let's begin by finding a comfortable position, spine tall. Option to use the Bu Mudra by bringing the tips of the ring finger and pinky finger to the tip of the thumb, the index finger and middle finger held straight. Bring the index and middle fingers to the ground or to the floor. This mudra helps to ground you, cultivating stability in the mind and body while activating the root chakra. Now close your eyes and take a deep breath in, feeling the air fill your lungs. As you exhale, release any tension you may be holding on to. With each inhale, imagine a light filling your body with its comforting energy. And as you exhale, visualize any worries or fears melting away, dissolving into the atmosphere. You are safe, you are secure. Feel this light permeate every cell of your being, grounding you to the present moment. Imagine roots extending from your body, anchoring you firmly to the ground below, providing you with a sense of stability and strength. Affirm to yourself, I am safe, I am supported, I am grounded. Let's ground ourselves into the present moment through our 5 senses. Bring your attention to your sense of sight. Next, shift your focus to your sense of hearing. Now bring your awareness to your sense of touch. Next, engage your sense of smell. And finally, bring your attention to your sense of taste. Take a few moments to simply be with your senses, letting go of any thoughts or distractions. When you're ready, open your eyes and we'll begin our practice. Begin by bringing your head down towards your chest and we'll roll it to one side, feeling a stretch in the side of the neck. Option to move the head around to feel for any tightness or stickiness and maybe stay there for a moment of release. Then we'll roll our head through the center and to the other side, again feeling around for any tightness. Bring the head back up spine long. Then we'll take one hand, reach it up nice and tall, bringing that hand up and over for a stretch in the side body. Option to stay on the palm of the other hand or come down to the forearm for a deeper stretch, keeping the hip grounded. Lift the chest up towards the ceiling to avoid slouching. Bring it back through center, reaching the other arm up and bringing it over for a stretch in the other side. Again, option to come to the palm or forearm. Also, option to look straight ahead, down at the mat, or up at the ceiling. Bring this torso back up, spine nice and long. We'll bring one hand to the opposite knee and the other hand behind for support. And on an inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale, gentle twist. Coming back through neutral, we'll take that to the other side, bringing the other hand to the opposite knee, one hand behind for support. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, let's deepen into that gentle twist. On each inhale, see if you can find more length in the spine, and on each exhale, see if you can deepen into the twist a little more. Gently release out of the twist and find your way to hands and knees, tabletop position. From here, bring the knees out wide, big toes to touch, and we'll sink the hips back for a nice hip stretch in child's pose. See if you can find more length in the spine here by stretching the fingertips and hips away from each other. Walk both arms to the right side, stacking the hands for a stretch in the left side body. Coming back through center, we'll now bring the arms over to the left side, stacking the hands, feeling a big stretch in the right side body. Find your way back through the center in a child's pose, and we'll make our way back up to a tabletop position. Stack the shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. On an inhale, open up your chest for cow pose. And exhale, round the back, cat pose, bringing the chin to the chest. Spread your fingers wide and really root down through your palms and shins to find more opening in the back. Inhale, cow pose. Again, rooting down through your hands and shins for a deeper stretch. Exhale, cat pose. Continue to move through cat-cow at your own pace, matching the movement with the breath. And really put the focus on grounding to deepen into the stretch. Bring the left hand to the center of the mat, reaching the right arm up and bringing it under the left arm, shoulder to the mat for thread the needle. Option to ground the left palm into the earth for support, or to bring it behind your back for a deeper stretch. Either way, focus on stretching that right shoulder by grounding into the mat. Left hand on the mat, push through the palm to bring the torso up, reaching the right arm up, bringing it down, placing it to the center of the mat, lifting the left arm up, and threading it under the right arm, bringing the shoulder to the mat. Again, option to use the right arm for support or bring it behind the back. Right hand on the mat, push through the palm to come back to a tabletop position. Stack the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Spread the fingers wide, ground through the palms, tuck the back toes, engage your core, and lift up those knees. We'll hold here for a moment, keep that core engaged, keep grounding through the hands and toes. Feel and embrace the shakes as we develop our core strength. And remember to breathe. Release the knees back down to the mat and take any movement that feels good. Engage your core again and reach the right leg up and back. Once you find your stability, reach the left arm forward. Balancing table. Spread the fingers wide, grounding through the right palm, grounding through the shin of the left leg, and finding opposition as you create one long line from your fingertips through the heel of your right foot. Release everything back down to the mat. Reach the left leg up and back, and reach the right arm forward. Continue to create that long line from fingertips through the heels and engage your core, your quads, and your glutes, all those stabilizing muscles. Again, embrace the shake as we develop strength. Release everything back down to the mat, returning to a tabletop position. Tuck the toes under and sit back onto your heels. This is a lovely stretch for the feet and toes. The more space we are able to create within our feet and toes, the more we can use our feet to stabilize. Option to lower the hands to the mat if this is too intense. As someone who's on my feet all day, this is the most delicious stretch I know. Make your way back to a tabletop position, keeping the toes tucked. Send the hips up and back for a downward facing dog. Option to pedal out the feet. Take a moment to find some stillness, reaching the heels down towards the mat, finding length in the spine. On an inhale, reach the left leg up and back. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest, stepping the foot between the hands. Lower the right knee to the mat. Power up through the legs and feet to lift the torso into a low lunge. Option to keep the hands in prayer or reach the arms up overhead. Either way, keep a lift in the chest, spine tall. Sink into the hips, not allowing the knee to go beyond the ankle. Let's all bring our hands in prayer. Option to stay here or hook the right elbow around the outside of the left thigh to create a twist. Push that right elbow into the outside of the left thigh to spiral the chest up towards the ceiling. Wherever you are, tuck the back toes, power up through the quads to lift up the right leg into a high lunge. Push through the heel of the right foot to lengthen the leg and find more stability. If you're still in the twist, unravel, bringing the hands in prayer or hands overhead. Now we're going to challenge your balance. Take a few rocks forward until eventually you can launch yourself onto the left leg, lifting the right knee up. If you don't make it in one go, no worries. Remember, we're all on our own journey. Bring the right foot to the inside of the left ankle, calf, or thigh for for tree pose. Hands can be in prayer or overhead. Again, find length from your foot up through the fingertips and push the right foot and push the left quad towards each other for more stability. Ground through that left foot. We'll release, bringing that right knee up towards the chest. Lengthen the right foot back, trust yourself, place it on the ground back into a high lunge. Bring both hands down to the mat to frame the left foot, and we'll step that left foot back into a downward facing dog. Option to stay here or join me for a Vinyasa flow. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower to your belly or chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time, inhale your right leg up and back. Exhale, bring the right knee to the chest, stepping the right foot between the hands. Lower the left knee to the mat, power through the legs, lift the torso up to a low lunge. Hands in prayer or arms overhead. Lift and open the chest while you ground through the legs and feet. We'll all meet, hands in prayer. Option for a twist, bringing the left elbow outside of the right thigh, pushing to open up the chest. Tuck the back toes, power up through your legs and feet to lift up the back leg into a high lunge. If you're in a twist, let's release, bringing the hands in prayer or arms overhead. Feel all those stabilizing muscles developing and strengthening to support you. Start to rock back and forward until you can push off the back leg, bringing all the weight into the right leg, lifting the left knee up towards the chest. We'll bring the left foot to the ankle, calf, or thigh of the right leg. Find your stability here in tree pose. Grow your roots down through your legs and feet while you open up your branches through your arms. Gently release from tree pose, bringing the left knee up towards the chest. Reach the left leg back, bringing the left foot to the floor into a high lunge. Again, it's okay if you don't get this transition in one attempt. The point is that each time you do this practice, you'll get a little bit stronger. Release both hands down to the mat, lifting the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Option for a Vinyasa. Inhale plank, exhale chaturanga or lower to the belly, inhale cobra, upward facing dog, exhale we'll all meet in downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, bring the left knee to the chest, stepping it between your feet. Hop the right foot in a little bit, turning the toes out to 45-degree angle. Ground through the legs and feet to lift the torso into a warrior one. Hands in prayer or arms up overhead. Bend into the left leg, ensuring the knee does not go over the ankle. Straighten through the right leg, grounding through the outside edge of the foot. Let's all meet with hands in prayer. Option for a twist, hooking the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. This is a little bit more of a stability challenge. Make sure you're grounding through all four corners of your feet, engaging your quads and core, and pushing the right elbow into the left thigh to open and spiral the chest up towards the ceiling. If you're in the twist, release, and we'll all meet with arms up overhead. Sweep both arms back behind you, bringing the chest towards the thigh, and we'll bring the arms back up again. This time sweep them back, bring all the weight into the left leg. Right leg comes up and back into a warrior 3. Option to keep the arms swept behind you or bring them up overhead. It's okay if you lose your balance like me. Just get back in and try again. Perhaps you just lift the back leg off the mat for 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. We're here to build strength. Wherever you are in your journey, ground through that left leg and reach the arms and foot away from each other to create one long line. Remember, there is balance in the opposition. Use your core to lift the torso up, bringing the right knee up towards the chest, and we'll place that right foot on the ankle, calf, or inner thigh of the left foot for tree pose. Ground through the left leg and reach up through the chest. Coming out of tree pose, we'll bring that right knee back up towards the chest, reach it back long, bringing the torso parallel to the mat, warrior 3, and finally we'll place that right foot back on the ground for warrior 1. Swivel the back toes to face the front of the mat, bring the hands down to frame the front foot, stepping the left foot back into a downward facing dog. Option for Vinyasa, inhale to plank, exhale lower to the belly chaturanga, inhale cobra or upward facing dog, exhale downward facing dog. This time we'll reach the right leg up and back on an inhale, exhale, bring the right knee to the chest, stepping it between your hands, hopping the left foot in a little bit, turning the toes out 45 degrees, power up through the legs, bring the torso up, warrior 1. Remember to ground through all four corners of your feet. Keep both hips facing the front of the mat, perhaps by pulling the right hip back and pushing the left hip forward. If your arms were overhead, bring them in prayer, and we'll go for a twist, hooking the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh, spiraling the chest up towards the ceiling, finding stability through the feet and legs. Again, the twist is just an invitation, but first and foremost, you always listen to your body. Acknowledge where you are today in your journey. And again, embrace the shakes, keep breathing, and know that you are getting stronger. Release if you're in the twist, and we'll all bring our arms up overhead. Sweep both arms back, bringing the chest towards the right thigh, bringing the arms back overhead. Next time we sweep, we push into a warrior 3. Power up through the standing leg, rooting through the right foot. Engage the quad and glute of the left leg to keep it elevated. Option to bring the arms overhead. Also option to keep the left foot on the mat and perhaps try to hover it for 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds while building strength. Root down through the right leg to bring the torso upright and bring the left knee towards the chest. And we'll take that leg to the ankle, calf, or inner thigh of the right leg for tree pose. Release and bring the left leg up towards the chest and reach the left leg back, bringing the torso parallel to the mat through Warrior 3 and placing the left foot on the mat, torso upright, Warrior 1. Swivel the toes of the back foot to face the front of the mat. Bring both hands down to frame the right leg, stepping the right leg back into a downward facing dog. Stay here or last call for Vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower to the belly, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Last one of the practice, make it a good one. Lower both knees to the mat. Bring the knees out wide, big toes to touch. Sink the hips back for a child's pose. Take a moment to reflect on the strength and stability you've cultivated in your practice today and how you can bring it into your life. When you're ready, lift up out of child's pose and find a seat on the mat. Bring both legs in front of you, hip distance apart, soles of the feet on the mat, knees bent. Bring both hands behind for support, fingers facing the front of the mat. And we'll do one last exercise to develop your strength and stability. Root down through your feet and palms, engage the core, lifting the pelvis up into a reverse tabletop. Engage the quads and glutes to assist the abs in lifting up the pelvis. Stay here or option to elongate both legs into a reverse plank. Make sure the tension goes into your muscles and not your neck. Keep the neck nice and relaxed. Coming back through a reverse tabletop, slowly release the hips back down to the mat. Keeping the knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor, we're going to give our knees a hug, wrapping our arms around the legs to stretch out the back. Option to bring the hands down to the mat or to wrap the arms underneath the legs for an even deeper stretch. This is another of my absolute favorite stretches for the end of a long day of being on my feet to open and release the back. This is also a nice pose to go within and have a moment of introspection. Coming out of that stretch, we'll reach the torso back up and find a little bit of length in the legs, but still keeping a deep bend in the knees. Bring the heels of both feet to the floor, feet flexed. Stretch the spine up nice and long and fold over your legs. Having the knees bent gives more of a stretch through the back instead of the hamstrings in this variation of seated forward fold, caterpillar pose. From here, see if you can gently release the knees to the floor to make your way into a seated forward fold. Do not force anything, allow your body to relax. From here, you can play with bending and straightening the knees to see where the stretch feels best for you and your body. For me personally, definitely my back is a lot tighter than my hamstrings. Release out of the pose, bringing the spine up tall, legs extended in front of you. Bend the left knee, bring it in and across the right leg, stacking the left knee over the right knee. This is a variation of cow face pose. For a deeper stretch, hinge at the hips, keeping the spine long, folding over the legs. Then you can release fully, bringing the forehead towards your knee. When I teach this in class, people say they feel the stretch in various parts of their leg and into their back. I personally feel a deep stretch in my lower back into my upper glute. Let's release out of the pose, bringing the spine up nice and tall. Release that left leg out, maybe give them a shake. And we'll bend the right knee, bring it in towards your body and over the left leg, stacking the right knee over the left knee. Option to find length in the spine, hinge at the hips to fold forward. And then fully release the forehead towards the knees. Release out of the pose, finding length in the spine, and we'll bend both knees, bringing the soles of the feet to the mat, hands behind you for support. Windshield wiper the legs by bringing both knees to one side and the other. Next time, both knees fold to the right, lift up the torso, staggering the legs into a deer pose. This is a really deep and juicy stretch into the hips. Wrap your arms around your body, giving yourself a big hug, and let yourself know that you are safe and supported. Now lean back and swing both legs to the other side, staggering them for deer pose. Wrap your arms around, giving yourself a big hug as we activate the root chakra, helping us to feel grounded, supported, and safe. Now make your way down to the mat to lie on your side, rolling yourself up into a fetal position. Feel the sensations of safety and security that this position offers. Envision a warm, protective cocoon surrounding your body, shielding you from any external stress or worries. Roll over onto your back, hugging the knees into the chest. Give them a big squeeze and lengthen out the legs, arms by your sides for Shavasana. Close your eyes, Bring your awareness to each part of your body, starting from your toes all the way up to the crown of your head. And with each inhale, imagine sending relaxation and warmth to that part of your body. And with each exhale, release any tension or tightness. Visualize roots extending from the base of your spine, reaching deep into the earth below you. Feel these roots anchoring you securely to the ground, providing a strong foundation and sense of stability. And affirm to yourself, I am safe, I am grounded, I am supported. This is where I will leave you. Thank you so much for sharing your time and energy with me today, and extend gratitude towards yourself for taking this time for your self-improvement. If you enjoyed this practice, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment on how this practice felt for you today. Subscribe to join us as we journey through the Zodiac seasons, developing each aspect of our lives along the way, so that by the end of the astrological year, we will emerge a whole new person. I love you so much. Until next time, namaste.